Okay, so in today's video I am going to be reviewing, ready, drum roll, hobbycraft's briefcase art supply kit thing. Now, disclaimer, I did not buy this with my own money. It was gifted to me by my nan, who is a very lovely lady. So I'm sorry, Nan, if this is bad quality, but what I am going to do is try create some beautiful art with it. So after looking at the retail value on my phone, I can say this is a lot of money. Even on sale at £46, this was a lot of money. Retail pricing that Hobbycraft has priced this kit thing is £60. Now, in my eyes, this is more of a teenager starting to get more into art in general kind of kit, but is the quality good? And that's what we're going to be testing out, so let's get into that. So now I've actually got to figure out what I want to draw, paint, sketch, and I have no idea. I have no Scoobies of what I want to actually draw. I've got my sketchbook here that I have done some questionable sketches. Ooh, don't look at that one. That one, awful, hideous. That I've done. So yeah, I've got to figure out who or what I want to draw, and then start sketching it, and then use those lovely art supplies that my nan got me. So now I'm going to find a reference that I like on Pinterest. Now I would credit the original artist if I find one I like, but because it's Pinterest, I don't know if it's the actual original poster, so I'm gonna go on a doom scroll and I'll come back when I find a reference I like. So I don't know if this is the original creator, but Lemon8 has this lovely art I want to recreate. So let's get on with the sketching. So for this sketch, we're going to use acrylics for the main whole thing, but we obviously will go in with all the other art supplies that have come into this kit to see the potential of this. But for now, I'm going to erase the big chunky lines so they don't show through the paint, hopefully. But from previous experience with these kits, even though this is £46 currently, from experience these kits don't have great paint, so I'm having my fingers crossed for this one to hopefully have some decent quality, and for £46 there better be. So I'm going to swatch these first. I put them on the palette and I want to swatch all the colours. So that's what I'm going to go do now before I commit to this on my sketchbook. So let's go swatch. Okay, so from the swatches, they're not bad, but they're not great either. My favourite colour so far is lemon yellow, and my least favourite I would say is whatever that one says, this one. But yeah, surprisingly, I think a couple of layers of paint would do for these. But yeah, they're not horrible. I've seen worse, so that's a plus. Okay, so I mixed these two reds that look basically the same onto this palette, and I've started to do a thin layer first. I don't like adding too much in the beginning. Thin layers and just and just build it up ever so slowly until I find I need to stop with it. But so far this is not looking too bad, but then again I've only just done the top mushroom, so I'll come back when I have anything else to update you with. So I have just finished putting the second layer of the red mushrooms on and the first layer of these brown mushrooms on. So far, not bad. Surprisingly not bad at all. For £60, I would say still not the best, but they're not the worst. I'm not saying they're £60 worth though. They're definitely not. Are they £46 on sale worth? No, I don't think so. So far, unless they somehow wow me later on, well, I doubt. I don't think they're going to be £60 or £48 worth paints. So I'm going to carry on and see where I get on with this. Okay, so far it looks okay. The only issue I'm really having is the muddiness of each colour. Like, it's just so muddy, but I'm hoping with all the other art supplies I can make it look semi good. I'm not promising anything, because I have noticed that I think if I press too hard with a pencil, the paint would like just chip off. So I'm doing what I can with what I've got. So if there's any other update, I'll obviously update you with it. So I am going to go in and start with the skin colour now. I'm not going to do your natural skin colours because that's boring. I think I want to go with more of a turquoise kind of colour because that'll be so fun. Yeah, so I'm going to mix that up now. Add a little bit of white. part of me really likes these colours, and then the next part of me is just like, I really hate these colours because they just end up getting muddy and just, they're not as vibrant as you would want them to be, if that makes sense. So I'm struggling with that at the moment. Just trying to get the same colour, because no matter how hard you mix them either, the colours just kind of seep through it as well, so that's fun as well. But the more I mix the colours, the more I hate them. But then if I don't mix the colours, they just all look bad. And that's one of the main issues with this kit so far, is the colour range is just shit, and I can't get perfect colour mixes because the colours are just all muddy, and it makes me sad. Yeah, so I'll be back when I've finished this atrocity. Okay, so I'm going to give you a close-up of what I've done so far. And in my opinion, these aren't terrible. They're not bad, but they have this plasticky feel to them. They don't blend as good as I hoped they would, but they blend enough to kind of give you dimension in the face, as you can tell. But yeah, the colours are muddy. They're not as bright as I hoped they would be. Blending colours, as you can see, it's just awful. So far I'd give it a 5 out of 10. They're not good, they're not bad, they're just there. So I'm gonna let this dry, and then we'll come back and see what else we can do with all these art supplies. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going in with one of the oil pastels that are in the kit, and just kind of going in and trying to make the highlights pop a bit more, because it didn't really work with the pencils. So yeah, I'm just going to go in with this lighter green and just add a bit of highlight where I want to. And yeah, just keep going until I feel it's good enough to stop, I guess. I'm going in with some white at the moment, just to add a bit more detail to the mushrooms. Just adding those white little dots to those like cute little fairy mushroom things. I don't know what they're called, but yeah, I'm just adding that detail. I tried to add a bit of shading to it with coloured pencil. Didn't work. As I thought in the previous clip, it was the paints are like plasticky when they dry, so you can't really put anything other than paint over it. But I did try the oil pastels and that gave some detail, but not enough to make it like, oh wow, you know. So I'm doing what I can with what I got, and the white dots is all I could do at the moment until I figure out how to get these paints to work with me and not against me. It's all fun and games. So I'm going in with those final details now with the Posca pen, because no matter how hard I've tried to add detail with the other art supplies, it's just not working, and I want this to look semi-decent. So I'm going in with this Posca pen just to add that little touch to it that I think it needs. So yeah. Don't want to overdo it, but sometimes I can, and I think that may be done. So I'm just going to go sign it. And I think we're done. So yeah. So here is the end product. Is it worth £60 or £48 on sale? Honestly, no, it's not worth any of it. If you live in the UK, you can get these tubes of art grade paints singular for like £4. And then you can go into the works and get big tubes of paint for like £2 that are better quality than this. I'm not disappointed with it, because obviously you could tell I could still make art with it, but it's not professional grade, if that makes sense. So yeah, 5 out of 10. I wouldn't waste your money on it. I'd just go get tubes of paint, singular tubes of paint. So like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, because yeah, I don't know how to end the video, so